You're listening to Special Edition on Entercom Communications, hosted by Sue Henry.
The Toyota Pavilion at Montage Mountain has just completed a huge concert season, but the venue isn't ready to pack it up for the year just yet. Earlier this year, the venue's management decided they'd like to have an event for the community, with local bands and money raised at the gate going to area charities. Thus, Music, Motors, and More was conceived. The event, sponsored by Entercom Communications, is set for Sunday, September 15th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Two men known for their work with the community stopped by to chat with us about the project. Brian Fischer and Alan K. Stout have vast experience with concerts in our region. First, meet Brian Fischer, of venue and operations at Toyota Pavilion.
What happened was the Toyota Pavilion has been trying to open up its venue to the communities in which it serves by doing different events that it normally doesn't do to help nonprofits, community organizations, and those groups in the community that are in need to have a place to run an event. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to reach out and do a musical event that could help different local charities. So we put together a car show, a motorcycle show, and a concert. And we said that we were doing a concert. The first person that we said we have to get is Alan Stout, without question. So I approached Alan. I said that we really need to see if he'd be interested in this. I'm very familiar with Alan's humanitarian efforts to raising funds through music throughout the years, and it was just a perfect fit to get him up at the pavilion.
And what about the cars and the motorcycles portion of this?
Yep, the car show is being run by the Corvette Club of Northeast PA. We hope to have hundreds of cars, registrations open. People can come in, bring their cars, no matter what year, no matter what vintage, no matter what make. And we're going to judge them, and they're going to be on display. The motorcycle component is going to benefit the Wyoming Valley Children's Association, which is huge. Tom Malloy and his crew are going to bring in motorcycles, can come up, show their motorcycles. We're going to have vendors and sponsors, motorcycle enthusiasts, and all to benefit the Wyoming Valley. So there's three entities that the pavilion is opening itself up for this event. The Wyoming Valley Children's Association for the motorcycles, the Corvette Club of Northeast PA, and the Big Brothers Big Sisters anti-bullying program for the concert component.
With this event, here's our local musical community getting together in a venue that I bet they can't wait to be in.
This is a definitely grassroots event. This event is really one of our first attempts to come out and get different entities and to give back to the people. Tickets are only $10, which is very, very reasonable to hear such quality entertainment, to come out to the car shows and the motorcycle. We're going to have ethnic foods, 8 or 10 different ethnic foods, symbolic of Northeast and Central Pennsylvania, and then to have craft vendors to come up and show their different wares. I'm excited about it. There's been a lot of planning, a lot of thought into it, and I hope the weather cooperates, and I hope people come out and just enjoy what this event will bring to so many people in need in our community. Great ways to learn about the event. If you have any questions on the car show itself, you can call me, Brian Fischer, at 760-0370. I can answer questions on the craft, the food, the motorcycle, and the car component. My colleague who's here with me, Alan Stout, can give you information on how to reach him. And if anyone has any questions, again, the event will run on Sunday, September 15th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Toyota Pavilion, Montage Mountain Road. That's off Davis Street off of 81. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster. And one of the great things is there's no fees. That Ticketmaster has waived all its fees for this event for anyone that buys their ticket online. They can buy them at the box office the day of the event as well. And it's going to be a great time. We're looking forward to it. If anyone wants to bring their cars, their motorcycles, if there's any craft or food vendors that are interested in participating, they certainly can call me at 570-760-0370.
Alan K. Stout is the Community and Resource Development Coordinator with Catholic Social Services. He's also known for his work as a former music writer for the Times Leader and organizer of Concert for a Cause.
Brian called me back, as he said, back in the early winter, January or early February, and approached me about getting involved with Live Nation and the Toyota Pavilion, presenting a concert at the venue this summer with local music for charity. He told me that he knew of my work in music journalism in radio with the former Concert for a Cause, and that's why he was reaching out to me to get involved. He knew where I was working, obviously, at Catholic Social Services, because that's where he calls me. And the anti-bullying program, which this particular event will help benefit, coincidentally was the beneficiary of the last Concert for a Cause. And that's how I wound up working over at CSS. Got to know the folks over there through CFC, a lot of C's here.
Yeah.
Got to know the folks at CSS through CFC. And I became very interested in that program that the Bridge Youth Services of Catholic Social Services oversees a lot of different agencies, including Big Brothers, including the runaway and homeless youth, truancy prevention programs. The anti-bullying program is of particular interest to me. And so when Brian floated it out there that we could work with that as a benefactor, I was very interested and very flattered that he called.
And I know in the past that benefit concerts have been such a huge part of your life. And of course, knowing that and taking some part in this is a big commitment.
Yeah, I mean, I never intended to become the little Bob Geldof of Wilkes-Barre, as some people have jokingly called me. I was a music writer for the newspaper for a long time, and I had already been doing that for 7 or 8 years when a friend of mine passed away, Karen, and we did the Concert for Karen shows in her memory to honor her and to help fight leukemia, which took her life, and that developed into Concert for a Cause, and it wound up being something I did for about 12 years. But I wouldn't have been able to do one of those shows if it wasn't for the incredible support of the band, the media, sound companies. We had everybody on those teams, lots of musicians, lots of support with radio and television and newspapers. And, we did that for a long time, raised over $200,000, and I thought that we were done 2 years ago until Brian called. And now here we are up on the mountain.
Back in the game.
Yeah, but I'm excited about working with a company like Live Nation. There's some things that are very different about this event, obviously. This is all ages. Concert for a Cause was a bar thing. This is not a bar thing. This is a family event. There's crafts, there's cars, there's bikes. You can bring your kids up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and hear some great music. We're working at a different venue with people that really know how to put on a show. And so I'm just a small component of the team.
Talk about the musical community and their response to coming to this event.
That's always so much easier than people think. People say, oh, how did you get all these artists to play? Usually if you give them enough notice and you tell them the cause, the answer is yes. It always surprises me. For this particular event, we're working with Saturation Acres Recording Studio, which is owned by Brett Alexander, who is also a member of the Badleys. In addition to his success with the Badleys, he runs a very, very quality recording studio where he's produced so many of the great artists in the region, people like Kate, who I know you're a fan of. I mean, Brett produced the first Breaking Benjamin record. And so he's got his handprint all over the community with music in addition to his own music. And so I approached Brett for this event and said, Brett, how about if you help me with this? And the studio sponsors it, and we use bands from your roster. And, he was very excited about that. And we rounded up about 8 artists in a day. Not hard at all.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, well, that's a tribute to them. Testament to them.
Can you tell me a little bit about who's playing the event?
Sure. We have the Badleys will be going on at 5 o'clock. We have Eddie Rendazzo, who is a really cool talent. He's just an artsy guy, and he's got his own vibe to him. A lot of people in the community might know him, not only for some of the shows he did with us at the original music series at the Woodlands, but he's also been on the Briggs Farm bill for the last couple of years, so maybe you've seen him down there. Mike Miz is performing. Mike has been at the Peach Festival the last 2 years, playing on stage with the Allman Brothers. He has been at the Old Farmers Ball, which happened at Montage earlier this summer. So not only has Mike got a great following in the clubs here, where when he plays over at the Jazz Cafe, you can't get another person in there with a shoehorn, but he also has played Montage several times, so he was excited to come back. Eddie Apnell from the Mere Mortals, one of the most talented songwriters this region has ever seen, currently working on a solo album, his first. He's on board. Dustin Drevich from Lemon Jelly, formerly of Lemon Jelly. A lot of people might recognize the band. Dustin has gone solo, so to speak. He's working on a new solo album. One of the great guitar players in northeastern Pennsylvania, and a great singer, too. I love Dustin's voice, so he's on board. Tim Farley, formerly of Panacea. Tim's from down in the Dansville, Bloomsburg area, but he really cut his teeth here in the clubs here in Wilkes-Barre, and he has a lot of fans. Grace's Downfall from Scranton have a great following, and they're all over some of these national charts that people vote on, and they're in the top 3 right now on a poll. People are voting all over the country for favorite song, and all of them, of course, are also members of the Saturation Acres family. So I'm really excited about the talent.
And, of course, the causes.
The causes. When I went over to work for Catholic Social Services and the Bridge Youth programs, I started teaching the anti-bullying program. I go over to Valley West once a week. We're in a couple of schools. We were at Kistler as well. My assignment was to go to Valley West, and I had some remarkable conversations with these kids, and they're so forthright. And what they do over at Valley West with the bullying class is they take students that are bullies, they take students that have been bullied, and they take students who are just advocates at the school, they're the kids that are trying to stop this nonsense in the hallways, basically. Put them all in the same room with me, and we talk. And we talk about why they're there, and they're extremely candid, some of them, and great conversations. We meet for 4 weeks, and then we rotate into a new group. So over the course of a school year, we meet with 5 different groups for 4 weeks. And from the feedback that I've gotten from the kids and from the administration, it really is making a difference. You could feel that is a big deal in that school. It is part of the culture that this will not be tolerated, not only by the administration and the teachers, but by the kids. Brian has really been great in pulling this whole event together with the automobiles and the motorcycles and the foods and the crafts. They reached out to me to help with the music. So if you do have any questions about the music, you can call me at Catholic Social Services at 824-8756, extension 398. That's 824-8756, extension 398. So we have all the information there and tickets. So if you want to buy them right downtown, we do sell them out of our office as well.
Once again, Music, Motors, and More takes place on Sunday, September 15th at the Toyota Pavilion at Montage Mountain. You're listening to Special Edition on Entercom Communications.
Thanks for listening to Special Edition, a weekly look at the issues in the news and the personalities shaping the stories.